Jimmy, you were kind enough to bring the big oranges down for me. I have a presentation for you. Could I have a presentation, please? Come on, this is especially for you, Jim.
Thank you very much.
A lot of people have really cast their eyes on this, and they've wanted it very much. They've covered it very much, and this is especially for you, Jim.
Oh, right.
Through many, many years, you've been a wonderful
you don't have to do
and
this.
I do beg your pardon. As you can realise, it's heavy.
Yes.
Very heavy. That's for you, Jim. I know that you'd like it. It's a little memento. Okay. No?
That's wonderful, Bert.
Good on you. Well,
that's something I've always wanted, Bert.
Mrs. Mimovich did that for me, and it's yours, Jim. Well done.
Oh, thank you. Thanks,
Well, to talk about...
Who was that?
Who?
That brought on the thing.
I wonder why I didn't even say hello to Paddy. Haven't you seen her since the mistake? We're going to talk.
Wayne Newton.
Wayne Newton, that's right. Actually, his name is Wayne Fosterelli, and he appears by courtesy of the Johnny Young Talent Organisation. Women jockeys... That's a pleasure, Jim. I might move it too, because it gets in the way.
Yes, oh, well, I could sit on it.
Nurse it, eh?
Oh, thanks very much.
A few years ago, women jockeys...
Good for the complexion.
I mean, back in your days, you wouldn't have used a woman jockey, would you, Jimmy?
Have I what?
Would you? That looks revolting. People will just tune in, they'll see that shot and say, Jimmy's there, Bert must have died.
Yes.
He's doing a tribute to him. Jimmy, a couple of you... Will you listen to me?
Just talk to the people.
I want to talk to you.
I'm sweating. I can't tell you how heavy this is.
I want to talk to you.
It's giving me a hernia.
Jim, look straight into my eyes.
I'm looking in your eyes.
A couple of years ago, when you owned Lots of Time,
the
horse that pulled the Caulfield for the...
I didn't pull Lots of Time.
Would you have used a female jockey?
Yes, if she was straight.
Right. Well, here are two girls who are very, very straight from the racing world. I'd like you to welcome two of the trailblazers among female jockeys, Jenny Chapman and Bev Buckingham.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Hello, Bev. Welcome to the show. Good to have you.
You get kisses and everything.
Yes. Well, you grabbed the kiss
where
too.
their mouth's been. We've been track work all morning.
Jenny, I mentioned that this is a real breakthrough in the last couple of years, female jockeys, but you were riding, what, for 15, 16 years?
Well, actually, Bert, I rode track work for 16 years. I rode in races for 10 years. Over that time, the rules did change where girls could ride against the men, which was a big breakthrough, and that came about through a girl in New Zealand called Linda Jones.
Yes.
She was riding over in New Zealand, and when she came over here, her husband had horses. He wanted to race in some of the good races here, so the VRC had to change the rules.
And she rode beautifully, didn't she?
She rode very well, yes. She was a major breakthrough for us.
Jenny, in your riding career, lots of thrills, but just how rough is it being up against the blokes? Do they give you any quarter?
Well, that's probably a better question to ask Bev, because I rode against the girls. I rode amateur and professional, but Bev had more experience riding against them, and I only rode against them in trials. And I think they treated, well, track work, everything like that, they treated me just as one of the boys. There was no difference.
That year winning a race there, which race was that?
That was at Moonee Valley on Lighthouse Watson.
Oh, of course, for Jeff Murphy.
No, for Rob McGuinness.
Rob McGuinness,
right.
Right.
It was that was probably my biggest thrill in racing.
That was terrific.
Yeah.
And Bev, for you, of course, you've had many thrills in the sport of kings. And as I mentioned to Jenny, and she rightly says that you're the right person to ask, what about blokes in races? I mean, do they give you any quarter at all?
No, not really. When I first started off riding, they didn't like the female riders at all. But since I've been riding for quite a few years, they really do treat me as an equal, which is good.
What about owners and trainers, Bev?
Well, that's a different matter. Quite a few owners and trainers are very sceptical about the female jockeys and still are. And if only there were more female riders around and they could prove themselves a bit more, it'd be a lot easier.
Jimmy, seriously, would you use a female jockey?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't have that decision to make when I had lots of time. But I certainly would. I think they're marvellous, and all they've got, women drivers and all that to keep well away from them, wouldn't they?
Sexist.
Oh, I don't think it was. No, why haven't the top trainers like Tommy Smith and Bart Cummings and all that, they don't have any women riders, do they?
Jimmy, they have a lot of track work riders.
Track work, but they're not allowing you on the real race.
Well, you pick two trainers who don't use girls, but there are some top trainers who do use girls.
No, but why not the top people then?
Well, I think it's because here in Victoria, when the rules were changed, or in Australia when the rules were changed, it's been a new thing. over the last 10 years, and we really haven't had an exceptional girl to come through the ranks and really prove themselves. Bev has probably been our most successful lady jockey in Australia, whereas in New Zealand it's been going a long time. And over there, I think the ratio is something like 30-70%, 30% women, and it's getting stronger and stronger.
What's it here, Jenny?
Oh, it's about 1 or 2%.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very, very small. And I think once it gets going, once we do get one girl where men can respect and look at and say, well, gee, we can't tell her apart from the men, and she is strong and she rides very well. I mean riding-wise.
Well, you shut up, Dan.
Well, I was just saying,
You're sexist, racist, everything.
Tell them apart from the men.
They will get a move on.
The colours stand out.
Bev, what about the female jockeys' rooms? I mean, is that pretty quiet and pretty lonely?
No, there's quite a few girls which do ride. There have been a funny couple of things happen to me recently since I've come over to Victoria. At Hamilton, for instance, to get into the lady jockeys' room, you've got to walk through the male jockeys' room. Oh. And that's the only
It does
track
have its advantages, eh?
They shake their batteries at you, do they?
Yeah. So what do? You just bowl through? Is it?
Yes, bowl on through.
Yeah. Morning, boys, and straight to your
quite
room.
a few of the blokes suddenly grab a towel and put it around them.
Yeah.
Because you don't actually knock them, walk in and walk politely through.
Yeah.
Well, I have been at one meeting, Bert, where I did have to get... all the lady jockeys had to get changed with the men. That was the only facility they had.
Whereabouts was that?
That was up at Merton.
That must have been quite a day.
It was, yeah.
Any of the
terrible legs.
Any of the well-known scoundrels riding that day?
No. They've got very terrible legs. I mean, you wouldn't be looking anyway. Yeah. Really.
I'm told. I certainly wouldn't be. I'm told anyway, Jenny, that the reason that you're not riding now is wonderful news. I didn't realise that you're going to be a mum.
Yes, I am. Cup week.
Oh,
it wasn't really planned that way.
A typical racing girl, going to be born in Cup Week. That's terrific news, Jenny.
Yes, yeah, I'm excited.
Anyone watching today who wants any further proof that someone like Bev can do it, just have a look at this running of the Hobart Cup, is it not, the Hobart Cup?
Yes.
The Hobart Cup, and have a look at this girl's style and riding ability.
Dark Intruders, 4 lengths in front. Seapole running on Noah, followed by Scruples, Flame and Katie, but Dark Intruders going to walk in. 100 metres left to go. Dark Intruders well clear. Down the outside, Edmund flying, but all too late. Dark Intruder, yes sir, Dark Intruder by 5 lengths. Second place.
Well done, Beverly. Lovely ride.
You took the cups on both ends of the islands, did you?
Yes, I did.
Launceston Cup and the Hobart Cup.
Right.
Who was the little New Zealand girl that was out here for quite a while?
Marie Linden.
Linden. What's happened to her?
Well, she's riding
Prego
overseas
too?
at
She
the moment.
prego?
No, she's riding overseas. She was very successful
She
here.
was,
She
yeah.
got a job with Brian Mayfield Smith and rode a lot of winners.
Well, Therese Payne's doing well too, isn't she?
Yeah, she
Which
is. She's
great.
a lot younger.
I've made the start, of course. I have a female trainer in Kath Johnson,
I thought
so
you were
at
gonna
least
become a
I'm not
jockey.
sexist. Bev, thank you very much indeed, and congratulations on the great news, Jenny, and thanks for being on the show.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Jenny.
Good luck.
And also, Jenny's left us, mate, so let's get this thing going, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to sing at the end of the show? I thought I might just warn you of that. Back with you soon.
Thank you, Jenny.